Mrs. Benani was on the program on Friday where she alleged that Governor Hamadu Fintiri and the PDP candidate, in collaboration with some government officials, colluded to rig the elections. I have tonight joining me live here in our studio, the Governor and the PDP candidate, Mr. Hamadu Fintiri. Thank you so much indeed for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Shehu.
Was the election in Adamawa governorship election, was it free and fair?
Not only was it free and fair, I think it was one of the most credible elections ever conducted in the state. To me, election is not a do-or-die affair. The whole powers of the world can gang up against you, but if God says you will emerge, you will emerge. Adamawa people will decide this election. The people have spoken, and I think all we are waiting is time. But, you know, out of desperation, people can spread rumors, they can spread lies and fake news. And this is what was characterized by the candidate of APC on Sunday morning. On her Twitter handle, she tweeted to the world that she had won the election. She's not an empire in this election. She doesn't have the authority to declare herself winner. She misled the world. And at the end of the day, the truth has come out. She is far behind by 31,000 plus in the election. So I don't know where the other figures are coming from.
So let's look at it. There are a few issues here which I'd like us to tackle. If you say the election was free and fair, were that situation, because INEC says there were issues based on the reports and of the election that were returned that there was overvoting. Did you agree with the overvoting report?
Of course.
If there was overvoting, and you said it was one of the best elections.
Because there was overvoting does not mean it was characterized by violence.
But I was saying, was it free and fair?
Yeah, it was free and fair. That could also be associated with our level of literacy. Probably there are people who didn't vote in the right manner or in the right direction. And for INEC to have detected that, yes, there was overvoting and they canceled the election in those PUs, it means they know their job, they know what they are doing. And we are not in dispute that 69 of these PUs were associated with overvoting and it was cancelled. But if you go on the INEC RF Portal, you will discover that there is none that is characterized by violence. Aishatu Binani, through her agents in Fufore, characterized the violence that engulfed that local government in the afternoon of Sunday, after elections have been conducted successfully at the PUs, collected at the ward level, and when they arrived to collect the result at the local government of Fufore, she was leading. She won the local government. It's not in doubt. But because she had already calculated that in the remaining 20 local government, I was far ahead. So they orchestrated the way and manner to ensure that she changed the result. She was still living in the past. She thought this is election of 2015 or 2011, not knowing that INEC had invested a lot of technology, a lot of resources, capacity building in this election, which have saved the day.
But in fact, it was said that the allegation was that you were the one who orchestrated violence. You are the one who wanted to rig the election.
How can I rig election when I'm already leading?
Were you in Fufure on that day?
I wasn't there.
But they cited you.
Nobody cited.
And some of your officials.
Nobody cited.
That was what the candidate said.
Of course, the people of Fufore have to come out to save their votes. She was leading, but after they discovered that with the coalition of the 20 local government, I was far ahead. So they wanted, the only opportunity left for them was that local government. So through one of the member-elect for House of Representatives, he sent one of his boys to go and snatch and steal the summary sheet of the Fufore local government, where they are already tabulating the results from the ward. And the man snatched and ran away with it. The people have to save their vote. They have to be there to safeguard the whole exercise. And he was under the custody of the police.
Are you aware, Governor, that there was a collection officer that was hospitalized?
Nobody was hospitalized.
Because the allegation was that
it's a lie.
Your people held him hostage and forced him to declare the result under duress.
It's the same returning officer who came back on Monday to come and declare the result officially at the collection center at the state headquarters. So how could somebody who is hospitalized come and declare result? Like I told you, these are people who are pathological liars. They have lost election. They are so desperate. The man snatched and ran away with the summary list of the result sheet. They are thought that this is we are still in the Stone Age where you can do what you want, not knowing that INEC had already invested a lot of money in the technology.
Are you aware that
the REC,
yeah,
after realizing that somebody had stolen the summary sheet of that local government where the result of the local awards are to be tabulated, he was convinced to send another summary sheet to the presiding officer. At that point, the EO called him to say somebody have snatched the summary sheet of my local government. Send another one for me. He said, yes, I'm going to send another one for you, but I'm under pressure from above to ensure that I help this woman.
Is it above from you or from where? Above could be where?
From, I don't know, it can't be from me, and I can't be the one to give him order again to support that woman, since I'm already contesting the election.
But Governor, if you're stating all of this,
let me make the point straight.
Okay, please.
So he sent another result sheet, summary result sheet to the local government, which was perfectly translated back to the result sheet. They came at 10 o'clock. At the same time, two other local governments have arrived, Michika and Song, which were the only local governments left. The man refused not even to collect, even after they were seated in front of everyone in the collection center. The REC said, no, he's not collecting result until tomorrow. They argued, and he later succumbed to the pressure of the argument to say, okay, he will collect the result. After taking that of Michika and Song, he said, no, he's not taking that of Fofore, because there are two results. This is where he is suspect. The man that was officially sent to collect the result was there in the hall with the result of Fofore. He thought also the result that was snatched and run away with, they must have translated another different result, which will give them the margin of win, because they have already calculated. So he thought the man was also in the hall. When he discovered the man was not in the hall, he now said, okay, he is not collecting this result. He will go back and rely on the technology of going back to the RF. And he deferred the collection until the following day at 2 o'clock. They went to the RF to download the result of Fufore, which is now the cleanest and the best, because that is the essence of the technology. He downloaded the result of the RF on Fufore, calculated, and when you compare it with that of the manual collation, the woman came down by 2,000. So it can tell you that she had been the one perpetrating fraud in the collation. And that is why she keeps sending her boys to go and snatch and steal the collation summary sheet.
Because, Mr. Governor, for a sitting governor, and this is what is coming from the other side, this election is keenly and tightly contested. And the allegations are that the only reason why you're under pressure is because you have not performed, that you have failed to deliver to the people of Adamawa State.
I think in the history of Gongola and Adamawa State, I'm one of the most performed governors. go and carry out your survey in the state.
What gives you, why would you say so? What are the evidence?
I'm one governor that have developed the infrastructure of the state excellently across all the local government. I have turned around the state that looks like today like Abuja. I have built 8 brand new cottage hostels with staff quarters equipped. I have commissioned half of it. As I'm talking to you, if I go back next week, I'm going to commission.
But does the election result review your performance? If you say so,
election result does not go with performance sometimes. You can perform and certain things.
So you're performing, but your people don't want you. Is that the case?
If they don't want me, I wouldn't have been leading. I wouldn't have won 15 local government out of 16, out of 21.
So your people want you?
Of course, till tomorrow.
Why was the result so close?
If the opportunity will be provided for a governor to contest for the 3rd time, I think I'm one of those that can win election 3 times in that state.
So let me ask you again. Would you like these election results to be reviewed by INEC?
Well, if it's why will it be reviewed? That's the first thing. Because it was not reviewed anywhere. It was not reviewed for the presidential. Why does he want the election to be reviewed when we have already gone to the RF and downloaded that of Fufore? What is more reviewed than that? What is more reviewed than when INEC have not depended on the summary collation of result in Fufore? They went to the RF, downloaded the result. I also went to the RF through my agents, downloaded it, and we compared it, and it went the same.
But, I mean, you heard the allegation from the senator.
You said allegation. These are pathological liars. They
so
are
what
used
happened
to lie.
in Michika and Madagali?
Nothing happened. Elections were smooth. Elections was perfect. The same election, the same manner we conducted in the National Assembly.
Is it possible that some of your allies and those who work in government may have perpetrated some violence and voter suppression?
Shehu, we are talking about Madagali and Michika.
I'm asking.
It's not out of place if you maintain your stronghold. I maintained Madagali and Michika for the National Assembly and presidential election. The same result I got for the governorship was the same result I got for the National Assembly election. So what is violence about it?
I said there were voter suppression in those areas.
There was no voter suppression. How? How? What is the evidence?
That people were not allowed to cast their vote in your strong areas.
Of course, if people lose election, they have cause to say whatever they want to say. You're not new to Nigerians when they are losing election.
Do you have a problem with the INEC governor?
Of course.
You think that he sold out?
He is sold out completely.
What gives you the impression?
Because he was caught on tape, and he has not denied it, even before your own journalist. And the man was caught in the woman's house on Sunday night at 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. with her husband, led by the former admin secretary, who retired 5 days after presidential election. And in his house, he should have known that he has security people in his house. He has guards in his house. So I think the man he wasn't wise. He didn't act in a more civilized manner.
And that's a very great allegation that I made.
Yes.
You have evidence of this?
If he has not denied the one who was caught on tape, if you confront me with this, I will give him the evidence.
So what would you want INEC to do in this election going forward?
INEC should continue in the manner and method they have introduced: technology, fairness, the credibility.
So you want a supplementary, but you don't want a review of the process?
I don't understand what you mean by review.
Because the new electoral law says...
So if somebody loses
7 days...
Is it enough for somebody...
Because they allege that elections were declared under duress.
Sorry. Where?
Where? Part of Fintiri.
I've just answered you. It's like you are not listening.
No, I listened to you.
You didn't listen to me.
That's the word of the other side. I'm just putting them to
now,
you.
Which is the best result? Is it the summary result sheet or the one that was downloaded by INEC itself from its RF? Which is the best? If I may ask you this question.
Because I don't answer questions.
Why did we introduce technology into the election then?
So you don't want to be reviewed?
No. Why did we introduce technology into
Mr.
the
Governor, you just want
No,
the
sorry,
supplementary.
answer me.
No, I can't answer because I am the one who asks questions here.
No, because
my job is to ask the questions.
I told you the man was about to parade two different results, different from the one that was brought by the returning officer and the one that he and the woman had prepared. And then I think advice came from within them because there are a lot of experienced INEC commissioners. A lot of their staffs are well trained. This is their job. The institution is no longer what it used to be.
All right.
Excuse me. So they were advised to download the result from the RF. Which one do you think is the best? Is it the one from the RF or the summary sheet that was prepared manually? If I may ask you, sorry, please.
No, because I can't answer. You know that.
But if you can't answer me, I think the one who me and you should pick is the one that is from RF. And I think there is no other better review than the one from RF.
Okay, let's wrap up quickly.
How did INEC even realize that there was overvoting in some units? They went to their server and through their RF, they discovered 69 units were cancelled because of overvoting. And they listed it in the list of the supplementary.
And there are 37
election.
possible PVCs in that area.
37.
Yeah, 37,016.
Yes.
So let's close on
But
this.
the irony of this is not all the 69
polling units.
69 polling units that election did not take place. There was conspiracy also by direct here. There is a complete ward in Numan that did not vote. That is why if you go on the INEC server, you will discover that in Adamawa, 225 wards elections is completely on the server, with the exception of one. And that one is bulky in Numan local government. Materials arrived at 3 p.m. They said they cannot hold election that day. The officers slept there. The INEC officers slept there. They were looking for the rec to give them the permission and the directive to go and conclude the election in that ward. He refused to give them. It happened in Lagos. Election was conducted in that local government on Sunday. Why did the man refuse them not to conduct election in that particular ward?
Mr. Governor, we are totally out of time. We need to go now. But just in 10 seconds, if I may ask you, wherever way this election goes, either you win or you lose, do you have any regrets?
I have no regret because I'm not going to lose. She's on ground zero. I'm on 31,000.
Governor Ahmadu Fintiri, Governor of Adamawa State and the PDP candidate in the governorship election of the 25th of March election. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I appreciate your time.